What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Sailboat, Sailboat Sneakers here. As you can tell by the setup in front of me, there's something a little bit different going on with today's video. What we're looking to do today is investigate which sneaker cleaner is the king of sneaker cleaners. The 4 different products that we're going to be working with today to compare and contrast them to one another. A basic household laundry detergent. We have some Downy. This is Downy Gentle. It has no additives, no scents, no dyes. And we have RIT, which is a non-bleach whitener and brightener. 2 very common household items. Next up is Markk, a premium shoe cleaner, as you can see by the bottle right there. This is very, very popular in the sneaker community. Typically, it comes with a microfiber towel as well as a multi-purpose cleaning brush. On to Crep Cure. Crep Cure is a self-proclaimed ultimate shoe cleaner. Crep is a company very known for their protecting products, such as their stain repellent. Crep also has on-the-go wipes, which are very, very popular. And the last cleaner that we will be comparing is Rejuvenator. Rejuvenator has recently undergone a big rebranding, and from my understanding, the product is actually better now. Unfortunately, I got the product prior to the rebranding. If you do check out their website, just be aware that the logo, the colors might all be a little bit different. Obviously, we're going to need something to scrub down the sneakers that we're going to be cleaning. I got some brushes. Now, truth be told, the brushes that I picked out are strongly inspired by the Rejuvenator brush system. They have a firm bristle brush for your sole, an all-purpose bristle, which is a little bit softer, and then a soft hog bristle brush for all of those really delicate surfaces that you might need to clean. We're not going to be using the Rejuvenator brushes, but the ones that I got were inspired by that kit. The first brush is a premium hog bristle brush. Found a set of 2 of these on Amazon. It was only about $5. The next brush is very interesting. It has one side that's a little bit softer, one side that's a little bit more firm. You can see the difference as I press on the bristles there. Probably will utilize these surfaces to help to clean the uppers on the sneaker. Last but not least, the firm bristle brush, really, really firm bristles. This is just your typical grout brush. This was purchased from Home Depot and will only be utilized on the soles of the sneakers. So you might be asking yourself, why would I make a cleaning video? Well, one of the things that I've noticed is with the current comparison videos, typically the people that are comparing the products are utilizing the entire system. I am personally more interested in just the cleaning solution, just the liquid itself. Is there one that's superior to the others? What I'm gonna be doing is a little bit different. I'm going to apply these all in the same exact fashion to eliminate variables. So in order to do that, I kind of need the same sneaker that's going to be worn the same amount. There's a big sale on Adidas recently, and I got 2 pairs of all white running sneakers. I'm going to be going the same distance, the same path, and basically mimicking everything between the 2 pairs of sneakers. I'm not going to exclude any sort of terrain. Mud, grass, water, puddles, gravel, doesn't matter. I'm bringing these kicks through it all. Let's open up the sneakers. Like I said, 2 pairs of runners on Adidas.com. The shoe that I got, size 12.5 Nite Jogger. And again, I chose to get an all-white colorway. So this is definitely a little bit of an interesting sneaker here. One of the main reasons that I chose to get it, other than it being all white, which will obviously show the wear and tear the most, is because this sneaker also has some of the more varied materials that are available. So there's a boost midsole. The mudguard, rather, is a leather type of material, and the toe is a mesh. Right around the lace area there, we have some suede, a little bit more of like a nylon almost type of material. We have a different sort of mesh, and you can see the tongue is also a totally different material. So we have a lot of white and white hue materials, but they're all varied materials. The bottom, we do unfortunately have a little bit of black on there. But I think that this right here is a good shoe to really demonstrate kind of the purpose of this project, to test out these cleaners on various kinds of surfaces to see what they are capable of. Here's the second pair, by the way. Again, same exact pair. So like I said, we're trying to cut down on the amount of variables. So I'm gonna be tracking my steps, I'm gonna be tracking my distance, and I'm going to be making sure that these sneakers see the exact same amount of abuse. 4 shoes, 4 products, 4 results. This video is not sponsored in any way, shape, and form. This is just something that I am very interested in doing for myself. We're going to be able to figure out which product suits your needs optimally. Stay tuned to figure out which one of these is going to be the king of the cleaners. All right, so we got the 2 pairs here sitting side by side. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to mark them, so then that way we know exactly which shoe is which. So the right shoes are the even numbers, left shoes are the odd numbers. We're about to give these the on-foot test, see how they feel. All right, I'm gonna try these Nite Joggers on, see what they're all about. Pretty wide base of support. Feels a little bit like a Pro Fear, if you've ever worn a pair of Pro Fears before. A little bit heavier than I expected it to be, especially for being a boost shoe. Does feel a little bit long. Probably could have got a size 12 and been okay with it, but a little bit wider than I originally expected them to be. A little bit heavier. They feel more supportive though than I would have thought. Just giving them a first glance. Feel good, they're comfortable. Ready to take these suckers outside. Oh, here we go. First steps outside. After wear number 1, there's clearly one pair that has a little bit more damage, shall I say, than the other pair. It's crazy when you're a sneakerhead, you try to protect your shoes, and after not trying to do that, it fucking hurts to just go out and let a pair get beat up, guys, regardless of how much of a beater pair they are to begin with. All right, I'm taking my first couple steps out the door here. I'm gonna check out my health app so you can see where I'm starting at. So today I've already gotten in 3,200 steps. Approximately 1.3 miles that I've walked. Man, that run definitely proves to me that I need to work on my cardio a little bit, because I am tuckered out after like 1.25 miles. Whew. All in the name of sneaker science here, people. So again, this is pair 2 coming here. This is what they look like after yesterday's walk. Day 2. They are definitely starting to show a little bit of sign of wear. Like I've mentioned multiple times, I'm not doing anything special as far as avoiding any sort of terrain with these. I am just going for it when I wear them. So they're going to get beat up. So we are done with day 3, run number 2. You can see that these things have definitely already seen a fair amount of wear in the first couple of days of use. And we're gonna continue to beat these things up over the next couple of weeks. See if we can get that mesh nice and dirty before we get it all cleaned off and put these cleaning products to the test. Day 4, run number 3. Here are both pairs. You can tell a little bit more mud there on the right mesh toe because I unfortunately sank into a puddle I was actually trying to avoid. Day 4, still got a lot of work to go though. No real major changes. Just dirtied up like they have been from all these adventures been going on in them. They'll be washed soon enough. Starting off with the next pair for our second portion of our walk today. As you can see, first pair got extra muddy during that walk. I found a puddle and just went straight through it. Second pair going on. Well, we're ending the second run at 4,600 steps. As you can see, we got a little bit more mud on these bad boys today. I got some cleaning work cut out for me. Alright everybody, we are on day something-teenth. I'm gonna say we're on day like 17th or 18th. Unfortunately had a bunch of failure with some of the videos uploading them. These things have been thrashed up. We got just a couple of days left with our experiment here. I think we got a pretty good demonstration of dirtiness on these sneakers. They are pretty well beat at this point in time. Welcome back, welcome back. We are at day 22. These sneakers have been worn every single day for a walk or jog for at least 1.5 miles. So we're thinking that these sneakers all have at least 25 miles have been walked in each pair of these sneakers. I didn't avoid any sort of terrain. You can see that each of these sneakers has definitely been thrashed up pretty damn well. Each pair has significant wear on it, and it seems to be relatively even on all pairs. You can see though that I did not avoid anything. And let me tell you, as a sneakerhead, wearing all these fresh white kicks through puddles and mud and freshly mowed grass, that was not my favorite thing in the world to do. 4 sneakers, 4 different cleaning products. I think it's about time that we got down to the actual cleaning process to see exactly how these sneakers are gonna look. All right, cleaning station has been set up. What we will be doing is each sneaker will be cleaned using an individual cleaner. There will be a 15-minute timer set. Each shoe gets 15 minutes. The hog bristle brush for the mesh and the suede portions of the upper. The 2 all-purpose brushes for the more nylon, boost, and hard mesh materials. And then the sole will be cleaned off using the grout brush. 15 minutes each shoe. We'll be designating each sneaker based off of its number inside as to which cleaner that sneaker will get. The first cleaner that I utilized was 2 tablespoons of laundry detergent with 1 tablespoon of RIT whitener and brightener. I put both of those in a Tupperware container and I filled it up to the top with water. I also had a Tupperware container with clean water to rinse off the dirty brushes after cleaning down the sneaker.
I thought that the laundry detergent did not have a very good lather, and it did not seem to work the mud and the dirt out of the mesh and the nylon portions of the upper. It did well on the boost and the sole of the sneaker, however. The second cleaner that I utilized was Jason Markk. I used 2 tablespoons of Jason Markk in a Tupperware container filled to the brim with water, and then another Tupperware container with clean water to again rinse off the dirty brush after cleaning. What I liked about the Jason Markk is that it had a very pleasant scent that wasn't very overwhelming. It also did a good job creating a nice foamy lather, although that lather wasn't quite as dense as I would have expected. I think that it did a good job of lifting the mud. The third cleaner that I utilized was Crep Cure. I used 2 tablespoons of Crep Cure in a Tupperware container filled to the brim with water, and another Tupperware container with clean water to again rinse the brushes off after they had been utilized to clean the sneaker. What I noticed about Crep Cure is that it had a very strong smell. While I actually personally enjoyed the smell, I can imagine for some people it might be too strong and almost feel a little bit too chemically. The Crep Cure did a very good job of working up a very dense, foamy lather, and it seemed like it was doing a very good job lifting the mud and the dirt off the sneakers while I was using it. Last but not least, I used Reshoevn8r. With Reshoevn8r, I added 2 tablespoons into a Tupperware container filled to the top with water, and then I had another Tupperware container that was filled to the top with water that was clean so I could rinse off the dirty brush. What I found with the Reshoevn8r is that it did not have much of a scent at all. It was a very, very neutral odor. So that probably would not be offensive to anybody. It worked up a lot of lather, although it wasn't a terribly dense lather. It also seemed to do a very good job in lifting the mud and the dirt out of the mesh and the nylon.
All right, we got our 4 shoes. All of them are washed off. Laces are in the solution. We're gonna let them sit in front of the fan for the next 24 hours so that they can dry out. All right, folks, here we are, the final comparison. These sneakers have been sitting here drying off for the past 36, almost 48 hours. I gave them 24 hours and I had expected that they would be dry by then. They were not, so I decided to go ahead and give them a little bit longer. Let's just get down to the nitty gritty and see exactly what these sneakers look like. The first sneaker number 1, was treated using Downy Free and Gentle and RIT Whitener and Brightener. As you can see, the sneaker definitely got cleaned up pretty substantially from where we started at. However, especially on the mesh on the toe box there, it's still very, very dirty. There's very little lather that was worked up with the detergent, and I noticed that it seemed like it was almost spreading the dirt around more. Over at this junction right here, where all of the different materials meet, that proved to be the hardest spot on every sneaker, regardless of cleaner, to try and get clean. You can see here, it's still pretty damn dirty. One of the things that I noticed that the detergent did well was that it cleaned off the Boost midsole rather well. It was also pretty effective on the soles. Something that I had to do during the process was actually refill the detergent solution because I had run out of it so quickly. I wasn't getting the effects that I was looking for, and I was utilizing a lot of water to try and clean off the sneaker because it just didn't look like it was getting any cleaner. Overall, I'm not particularly happy with the results that I got from the laundry detergent. This one did not work up a lather at all and seemed to actually just kind of spread the mud throughout the mesh portion. I did expect a little bit more out of the laundry detergent. Unfortunately, we didn't get the results that I was looking for. Sneaker number 2, cleaned off using Jason Markk. Just to show you. One of the things that I like about Jason Markk is that it has a very nice scent to it. It did a pretty good job of creating a good lather as we worked it into the sneaker, but it did a pretty good job of getting some of that dirt out of the mesh portion of the sneaker on the front especially.
you can see that there is still some mud caked into the mesh, especially at some of those junctions where all of the materials meet. It's a little bit harder to clean in there, like I mentioned with the first shoe. Overall though, you can see that white mesh is definitely looking a bit better in comparison to the laundry detergent shoe. I really like the scent from the Jason Markk cleaner. I think that it works up a very nice lather. Jason Markk for this 8-ounce bottle was $18, and that was with no extra accessories. It did a very good job cleaning up the nylon portion of the shoe. Overall, Jason Markk, a very good cleaner. The third cleaner that we use, Crep Cure, on the left shoe of the second pair. Shoe number 3. One thing that I noticed about Crep as I was utilizing it, it does have a very strong scent. Some people might find that the scent is almost chemical-like, and it might not be quite as appealing to some people. I personally really liked the scent, actually. It was pretty strong, however. So if that's something that does not appeal to you, this might be a cleaner to avoid. I was very impressed with the thick foam lather that we were able to generate as we were working on cleaning this sneaker. And I will admit that as I was cleaning, I expected that the results on the mesh toe box there were going to be a little bit better than what we ended up getting. These are a little bit darker than I expected they would be. And there's a couple of spots, but right up through here, you can see some specific areas where the mud was caked on a little bit more. As far as the boost and the outsole, Crep Cure did a very, very good job. And you can even see in the heel of the sneaker over here, there was some grass stains that it helped to lighten up a little bit. Crep Cure comes in a 6.8 ounce container and was only $12.72 on Amazon. Again, the scent probably isn't for everybody. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with Crep's product. Last but not least, Reshoevn8r, the right shoe of our second pair. Now, Reshoevn8r worked pretty well for the most part, created a pretty nice lather. It created a little bit more of a foam, but it didn't seem to be quite as efficient of a lather. You can tell by the overall cleanliness of the shoe following, it did an incredible, incredible job. One of the things that I did note about the lather as I was creating foam using the brushes was that this was the one cleaner that really seemed to break off the dirt into the lather. There was a noticeable change of the color of the lather. It changed from a white lather to a brown lather as it worked the mud out of the sneakers. The scent on Reshoevn8r is very, very neutral. It does not have a strong scent at all, which I would imagine is probably something that most people would appreciate. It did a really good job on all the different surfaces of the sneakers. There are a few spots on the nylon, like right over here, where you can see that it didn't fully clean up. However, it didn't leave any specific stains on the toe box at all, and in general, it looks a lot whiter, especially in comparison to where the sneaker started. Another thing that you can notice is on the firmer mesh here in the back on the heel, there are a couple of spots where it is still stained as well, and a few tougher stains over on the front of the boost were also still present following. Reshoevn8r also comes in an 8-ounce container. I got one that came with the brush, just to have an extra brush on hand. That was $22.88. It's a little bit cheaper without the brush, but it was worth it for me to get the brush. Let's take a quick close-up look here at each of these sneakers. Perhaps one of the most important lessons learned during this entire process was that the brushes that you use can make a world of difference on the materials that you are cleaning.
There were a couple instances where I decided to use the firmer side of the all-purpose brush for the mesh portions of the toe box. And unfortunately, there were a couple of areas where it seems like the mesh is a little bit looser or has almost frayed to a certain extent. But it is something to take into account. Another thing that was learned about the brushes, these grout brushes work incredible on soles. So when it comes to the cleaning of your sneakers, regardless of what you're going to choose as the actual cleaner of choice, make sure that you are utilizing appropriate brushes for whatever situation it is that you are encountering. So in conclusion, is there a king of the sneaker cleaners? Personally, I don't really see a big enough difference between any of these premium sneaker cleaning products that would warrant a purchase of one over the other. There are definitely a lot of factors to consider when you are making your purchase, however. For example, do you like the scent of the specific cleaner that you're using? Another factor that you might want to consider is price point. Is there something that's on sale and you don't really care what the smell is? Hey, why not? Go for it. They all clean just about the same, at least in my personal opinion. Another factor to consider is each of these products has separate individuals that endorses the product. If there's a specific individual that you support that endorses one of these products, I would highly encourage you to continue to support that individual, and you can help them typically by buying these products utilizing their specific codes, which helps to give them extra benefits. With the exception of the Ultra Downy, all of the cleaners work pretty well. I even think that a laundry detergent that maybe gives a better lather and a little bit more of a foam might be something that's worth looking into. I don't think it's okay to discount all laundry detergents, but this specific one didn't really seem to get the job done for our needs. Of course, I'm not taking into consideration multiple cleanings over a long period of time. I'm not taking into account patent leather. I'm not taking into account purely leather sneakers or purely suede sneakers. If you're going to be washing different materials and the entire sneaker is made out of that material, it would definitely benefit you to do your research to find out all of the best ways to clean that material. As far as these individual sneaker cleaners are concerned, I would say you're in pretty safe hands regardless of which one that you want to go. Hope that this video has been informative for you guys. I definitely learned quite a bit as I was going through this process here. Took a little while to make this video, so hopefully you guys will like and comment and spread the information that you found in this video. Thank you guys so much for checking in today. It's your boy Sailboat. I'm out.